It is fitting that we celebrate this special night in this historic setting, and it's the scene of a memorable victory for our city. The world is taking notice of Oklahoma City's remarkable renaissance and its popular mayor, Mick Cornett. Best known for his leadership role in bringing the NBA to Oklahoma City and for famously putting the entire city on a diet, Mayor Cornett has also guided the city to one of the nation's most robust economies. The Kauffman Foundation named Oklahoma City as the most entrepreneurial city in the country, with the most startups per capita. He's been named the state of Oklahoma's Mayor of the Year, Governing Magazine's Public Official of the Year, and one of the 5 most innovative mayors in the United States by Newsweek magazine. We are very proud of our mayor, who grew up in Northwest Oklahoma City and graduated from Putnam City High School, and in 2011 was inducted into our Hall of Honor. One thing I remember about Mayor Cornett is David Stern, the chairman of the NBA, labeled him the mayor who wouldn't go away. And I hope Mr. Stern was right. Without further ado, I'm pleased to introduce Mayor Mick Cornett.
Thank you, Davis. I appreciate that very much, and continue eating. I know better than to stop people halfway through their salad, so please continue on, and I'll just speak for a few minutes, and then you get along with your event. And I was doing the math. I see now that I'm in here, you all have done the math too. 75 years ago was 1939, but on the way over here, I was doing my math and thought, wow, that's, as a trivia buff, I'm thinking Gone with the Wind, Wizard of Oz, and the Northwest Chamber, the 3 biggies. I also, the 1939 is on my mind because this will tell you how long ago this was. My mother graduated from high school in 1939. She's now 93. But last spring, I took her to her high school reunion. And this is in a small Oklahoma town about an hour west of Oklahoma City. And we go in, and they have a table for each decade of graduating classes. And so the first table's for the 90s, the graduates of the 90s. We keep walking, and there's a table for the 80s, and people are gathering, and they're handing out materials. And we go to the 70s, and the 60s, and the 50s, and the 40s, and then we realize we've run out of tables. There was no table for my mother's class, and she wasn't insulted, but I kind of was. And so my mother then realized that, upon examination, that she was the only member of her class there. And she said, a few minutes later, she said, "I can't believe none of my classmates came." And I said, "Mom, they're dead." She goes, "Well, okay then." It was a long time ago. You all are to be congratulated for keeping this going so long. 75 years ago in Oklahoma City, Route 66 would have been the key transportation element. It goes right through the heart of the area that you all represent. The Putnam City School District was one school, and it was extremely rural. And of course today it's the largest independent school district in the state, and anything but rural. Northwest Oklahoma City has succeeded far beyond, I think, anybody's expectations. When the city was laid out, it was laid out in a northwesterly direction, and it has never really stopped in many cases. As you know now, we have development going many, many miles away from the downtown core, and we are somehow succeeding to provide services to those distant areas of our 620 square miles. This renaissance that Oklahoma City is experiencing is very much a tribute to those in the room, especially those who have shared the life experiences of many of us who survived the economic calamity of the 1980s, who went through the emotional struggles of the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing, and have emerged with more unity than any city in America, and the most robust economy with the lowest unemployment in the United States. So my hat's off to you because you guys are the ones creating the jobs. We have learned long ago that the best way to address the social issues that affect every city is to build an economy and to create a job. One more job in that family or a better job in that family is going to have a lot better luck of raising that family's situation to deal with the social issues than any number of government programs that we try to place upon them. And this city has famously been creating jobs in record numbers, and it's a tribute to those of you who in the room who are adding up the numbers at the end of the month and making ends meet, and at the same time expanding the employee base. This is an incredible place, and I will leave with this. You may know that cities take inner city visits. Oklahoma City travels every year. We go someplace. Well, in the last couple of years, 25 different cities have chosen to make their inner city visit to Oklahoma City to learn about what we've done, to see the renaissance that they've heard so much about for themselves. And as you can imagine, with that many visits, we're pretty good at a well-rehearsed script for them. They come in town. We pretty much know what it is they probably want to see. We try to make sure that they talk to the people that are most intricate to their specific needs. And usually I'll get a chance to talk to them sometime before they leave town. But I remember thinking the last time this group was in town, a fairly large group, it was over 100 people from out of town. And as I saw them leave the room and get on the bus, I thought to myself, they are here to extract an idea or two that they can take back to their cities. The problem for them is what they can't extract from Oklahoma City is the unity that this city has created for itself. Those life experiences of the 80s and 90s are not duplicative in any other place. And in so many other cities, there's finger pointing. You've got business communities that can't support City Hall or mayors that can't get along with their city councils. And that finger pointing points to a negativity, and that filters over to the voters who don't want to be the referees for the leadership. And in this city, we have somehow figured that out for the last couple of decades. In this city, the city comes first. It becomes before business leaders' self-interest. It comes before political leaders' self-interest. And that's the only way our city has come as far as it has. How many of you here read The Grapes of Wrath when you were a kid? Almost everybody. When I travel and I ask that question, I'm amazed at how many hands go up. I thought that was something we did in Oklahoma just to ensure that our children felt bad about themselves. But no, apparently it's almost universal. That Steinbeck's great work is required reading in schools throughout the country. And when you think back to that story of this poor, hardworking Oklahoma family that just couldn't find anything going for itself in Oklahoma, they put everything they own on a truck and they get on Route 66 and they head west toward what they hope is a better day. And it's amazing today that when you look at the Census Bureau statistics, we're seeing the wrath of grapes. The grandchildren of that generation's coming back. Census Bureau reporting more people are moving from California to Oklahoma City than vice versa. More people are moving from Texas to Oklahoma City than vice versa. These are incredible trends that you in this room have helped us establish, and we need to keep going. So thank you for your support of what we do. Pat, congratulations on your installment tonight. I wish I could stick around and see the actual coronation. I'm sure it'll be a wonderful event. And if I can't make it in 75 years for your 150th event, I hope the mayor of Oklahoma City is there to pass along its congratulations to what's a long-running show in Northwest Oklahoma City. Thank you all for what you do.